Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Talk Scottish Football. It's the first episode of the league season, lads. Hey! I should have, but I forgot what one's that's the wrong one, doesn't it?
That probably was going to be yours.
I know, look, listen, we've been here for a couple of episodes now in pre-season, but we're here for the opening of the league campaign. It starts this weekend all around the country. It's not Ladbrokes anymore, oh God.
What is it again?
Cinch, yeah.
Weird.
Cinch Ryland in it. It's
Yep,
Ryland, big Ryland in the adverts. He's going to be presenting the trophy in the last game of the season, I bet you. But the Cinch Premiership, Cinch Championship, League 1, League 2 all kicks off. This podcast being brought to you by G4 Claims, of course, here in the beautiful G4 Claims podcast studios. Make sure to check out all their stuff in the description below if you need any assistance in that front. And Div, we have another big announcement, don't we?
Yes, we've also teamed up with the Scottish Fantasy Football app, and we've got our own league, Talk Scottish Football League, where you can join and try and win £200.
200 squiddly diddlies.
And also, Ryan, it's all free.
It's all free.
You know, no hidden prices involved.
Yes.
It's all free. 38 match days versus us lot. If you had to put your money on somebody for TSF to win it, who are you going for, Calum?
I think David Buick. He knows his knowledge of football. He knows his players. I think he's probably a best shout.
I can't believe you just said that.
So I'm
certainly not you.
Right, I'm not saying it's going to be me, but you've blown up his head and he's not even here.
I know, but you know what his knowledge is like of football.
You look at the who knows wins. Kendall was good at that though. So
Kennedy was good.
Kennedy, he could be. He's a good shout.
Dark horse.
yes, definitely.
It's not going to
like a full Hearts team, but
it's not going to be me or Kieran Old. We chuck these sort of things like that. Start losing.
I don't think I've ever done one before. I'm going to do it this time.
I was on it last season, mate.
Right.
I done no bad last season.
I done rotten. An English one I done alright.
But I've got a strategy this time.
What's that?
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see if it works.
Here's the big question I wanted to ask though. Who is the first player in all of your teams? Like the first person that you're putting on a team sheet, the big man, the main man.
James Tavernier.
James Tavernier. Points
clean
machine.
sheets, goals, assists, he hits penalties, captain every week for me.
For me, it's probably Vasilis Barkas. So I'd go for me. Clean
It's
sheets.
nice you want the rest of us to win that.
Assists, of course.
I've heard of expected goals, but what about expected own goals?
There you go.
Quite high up in
What
that.
we used to? Who would you take first?
I'm actually not too sure. I think because there's still another couple of days left for teams to do a bit of business and that.
Christie
Christie?
this season.
Christie,
And that was a big,
Well,
massive criticism last
Suppose
season.
you could take him out after 6 months, right? But that was basically what happens when he
That's
leaves
true.
in January.
It's all about the defence, boys.
How about the defence?
Just a wee tip, it's all about the defence.
Well, I started setting up my team yesterday and I had to chuck it halfway through because I spent all my money before I needed 3 more players. So,
I was the same, man. I had to get rid of a good few of my forwards.
Oh.
I
So
felt
you in
devastated.
FM, so it is.
Aye.
It's where you always go bust.
I do go, but I
So
spent big.
before we get into it, then a dark horse player for like, I'll jump in first. I'm going Boyce for Hearts. I think he could get you a lot of points. I think he'll score
Boyce.
goals this season.
Dark horse, that's a good question. Do you know who I'm going to say? Because we don't really know anything about him. We've not seen him play at all, but I'm very excited for the new boy at Aberdeen.
Christian Ramirez.
Yes.
I've seen him play.
Have you?
I watched the game where they absolutely battered. Was it
good?
Hacking? 5-1, he was alright.
Good.
He was alright, but Aberdeen were scintillating. Like really, really good.
Nice word.
Somebody every week pulls me up for a word that I say, like it's just awful.
You
And I
just
bet
moved
that's
What
not the
was
right
the one
word.
last week? Oh,
It was. I remember listening to the podcast and it was.
was it repertoire or something?
Was it repertoire?
What is, I said abattoir, didn't I?
You said abattoir. I was sitting watched. I was like, an abattoir.
I was sitting nodding. I was like, you know a new word. I need to use this, man.
Aye, welcome to the TSF abattoir. Any dark horses for you too?
Jason Cummins for Dundee.
Jesus Christ.
He used to play though, didn't he?
Heard it on now.
Yeah, I fancy Big Chico. I think he'll have a good season at Dundee United. I think he'll do
A lot of
well
clean
solid at the
sheets
back line.
for Dundee United, do you think?
A fair amount, I think.
We'll see. Seagrest is good.
Seacrest as well behind him.
Aye.
Did he stay at Dundee United?
Aye, see
As I'm aware, yeah.
He's there, mate.
Right, well, you know,
Let's get into this.
it'll be very good to see everybody join in the Talk Scottish Football League. It's easy to join. Just go on the app, scroll down in the league section, and you will find the Talk Scottish Football League. Make sure to join, and you have a chance of winning £200.
It's got to be one of the best prizes going.
I know, it's got to be, surely. I mean, that's half a holiday to Blackpool.
Exactly.
A life-changing
Life-changing amount of money.
Don't know about that, but you know.
Depends what you spend it on.
It'll pay off your rent.
Right, half your day. Aye, that's right.
Oh, I was going to say something naughty there, actually. I shouldn't.
Oh, jeez, I know where you were going with that.
7-7.
Does it? I was about to say, does it
That
suit the
doesn't go
shirt?
too far in there.
I was about to say, does it suit the shirt you're wearing?
It could be. It could be.
Red light,
lads.
green light.
Right, okay, let's go into the season. It's the big start of the season show, lads. I love these episodes, you know that? I love it because, you know, we don't know what to expect. There's literally nothing to go off of. It's a brand new season. Of course, we've had glimpses in pre-season. We've had a little bit of European qualifiers here and there, but really, it's a fresh start for everyone. So let's start at the top of the card. Let's go to the Scottish Premiership this season. Div, Rangers defend their league title this year. Before we get into the games, are you confident that title is going to remain in the Ibrox changing room?
Yeah, I'm
changing.
confident.
Why would it be in the changing room?
In the changing room.
I just
Keep it in there.
Just sits there. They've took down Lizzie and they've put up the
No,
trophy.
put it next to her.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cup.
Put it next to her. Yeah, I'm confident. I'm confident that Rangers can retain it. You know, they've not lost any players as of yet. I think potentially one player could go, one of the top guys, or maybe even two. But I think that they'll replace well in that front. And the squad is already strong. And if something that isn't spoke about enough so far is the fact that Gerrard's replaced Zungu and Stewart with Lundstrom and Sakala. And I think that's really good business. Both of them on free transfers as well. Get a couple of loan players returning, and Stephen Kelly, I think that could potentially make a dent and get a few appearances under his belt this season as well. And yeah, when you look at the squad, there's competition in every single position now, which I think is really good. For the last few seasons, right back and left back has been Borna Barisic and James Taverniers, but Nathan Patterson and Calvin Bassey are on their tails now. They've had a really good pre-season, and every time I watch Nathan Patterson, he's just getting better and better. So barring the unthinkable, a lot of injuries, we didn't get a lot of injuries last season. Then I think Rangers could retain the title.
Well, let's start off with Rangers because it's the first game of the season. They will kick off the campaign. Flag Day's been moved, isn't it?
18th of September to allow for maximum capacity.
Well, it's not quite Flag Day, but it's the opening day. Callum, Rangers take on Livingston at Ibrox. You'd imagine it's going to be straight sailing for Rangers this weekend. What do you expect from Rangers this season?
No, I think from what's been seen of them in pre-season, I think they do look as if they're going to be very strong again. I think they're just going to start off this season the way they ended last. Very strong, just constantly pushing. I'd be surprised if Livingston perform any way possible to sort of cause an upset. I'd imagine it would be plain sailing, as you said, for Rangers.
We've had a couple of conversations in regards, just in the opposition for a minute, Livingston. I think a couple of people in the show have already kind of alluded to the fact they think this could be the downfall for Martindale this season. You're nodding away there, Ryan. Do you not think that Livingston can repeat the feat this season of the success they had?
I think the second half of last season, their form fell off a cliff and they were sort of just living off that cup final that they got to. I honestly, I feel bad in saying this, but I think Martindale will be the first manager sacked.
You think so?
Yep.
Wow.
I just think his luck will run out, or maybe not his luck because he's done a good job at Livingston, to be fair. But it's going to be difficult to sort of replicate what he done last season.
Bold claim. There's the first bold claim of the season.
It's a hot take.
The hot take that Martindale will be gone first this season. Livingston do, yeah, let's talk about the game itself for a minute. Both teams, of course, have very different expectations in regards to the season. I think we'd expect Livingston to try and challenge for the top half again, but ultimately, I think we'd all be in agreement that staying in the division is probably the priority for a club like Livingston. That's ultimately it. So the expectations are very different. Rangers want to win the league. Livingston probably just want to stay in the league. But in terms of the game, Livingston presents a challenge, Div. I'm sure that it's going to be one that, you know, especially being in the opening day, opening days can go either way. Either they can step up, they can offer you a big challenge, or you just go out and you show, right, this is it, our presence this season. You go and win a 4 or 5-0. So it's a really difficult one to try and sense out at the start.
Yeah, it is, but I just think Rangers will be too strong. I was at the Real Madrid game, first game in over 500 plus days, and I thought Rangers did really well against Real Madrid, who obviously it was their first pre-season game, but they still had a good team out there, a strong team. I think it was worth over 200 million, and Rangers look like they are peaking at the right time. They really do. And Livingston, of course, have been playing competitive matches in the cup, but I still don't think it's enough. Although I don't think that Livingston, I don't think they'll break top 6 this season, but I don't see them being relegated. I think Martindale will still continue to kind of prove his doubters wrong, McGinley included. And if we're talking about league tables, I've got them finishing 9th.
Oh, right there. That was what I was going to come to next.
Yeah,
we'll come on that.
I've got them finishing 9th. They've lost a lot of players, but they do every single season, don't they? It's a revolving door.
It's always a massive turnover at Limerick.
I think it comes down to money. They're not able to compete with certain clubs, and they have lost a lot of players again, but they always recruit well. And this season they've brought in Bruce Anderson from Aberdeen, who was at Hamilton last season on loan and did really well. I think he can get goals. And the other one that sticks out to me that they've brought in is Williamson from Rangers. I've seen him playing a couple of games and he looks like a decent player. Like, I think he could go there and he could do really well. We've seen young Stephen Kelly go to Ross County last season and do well. Hoping Williamson can kind of replicate that. And yeah, I just think their squad as a whole and the experience that they've kind of got in the last few seasons and the pitch factor as well will keep them in division. I really do. I think they'll do all right. They'll go through tough spells and that, but I think that I don't think they'll be as bad as some of the other teams.
Well, we've got a 9th from Div. We'll hold off on giving Rangers and Celtic's league position. We'll save that for the end and we'll see who we think will win the league this season.
No bother.
Although I think it might be a pretty unanimous decision around the table. Because we're all going to say Celtic, of course. But in terms of Livingston, what have we all got? We've got 9th. I may as well go out and say I've got 9th too.
Have you?
My 9th, yep.
Nice.
We're both the exact same on that.
We agree for once.
Yes, yes. What about you two?
I've got them down in 10th. A position below, but it's not far off.
That's still alright.
That's not bad.
12th.
Oh,
12?
But
Last.
I think that I think in part I've got a wee bit of an agenda against Livingston because I've got a plastic pitch. I just want them to go down.
Well, we've got
gone.
rid of Hamilton. We've got rid of Kelly.
Was there no more talk about them potentially doing a vote to sort of scrap plastic pitches?
There
Because now
was,
they have
but
the
I
sort
think
of
in the Premier League you need 12 teams, don't you? Or 11 teams, and that's not going to happen when you've got teams up there that have got plastic pitches.
Exactly.
And I feel for some of the clubs because it's a money thing, isn't it? At the end of the day. I think if they had the choice, they'd be playing on grass, but it's money at the end of the day. But it is a stinker of a pitch.
Well, we'll move on to game number 2, which is on grass, and it's between two sides that had once again very different seasons last year. 3:00 kickoff on Saturday. It's Ross County taking on the Cup double winners, St Johnstone. Malky Mackay. What else is there to be said?
I was going to think the less said the better there.
just have a wee read of his emails and that, and then I guess you'll know.
I'm just looking at my notes here for Ross County, and it's just no. So I think you'll be able to predict where I've got them finishing.
Are we on par again?
Are we? We could be, mate.
Are we?
Finally,
Usually
great minds
sharing
think
notes.
alike.
We're going to have the exact same league table, I think.
I don't know. I've got a wee bit of a hot take in there.
Have you?
Aye.
Oh,
What were you going to say, Ryan?
I was saying user sharing notes before class.
We were sitting comparing. But Ross County, Malky Mackay is in charge. He's got a big ask. I think Ross County are in, for me, one of the weakest positions. Their squad, to me, is just, frankly, not good enough. I think they're really going to struggle this year.
Well, they get rid of some of the legends, didn't they? They got rid of Gardine, who's
Billy Mackay as well.
and Billy Mackay, who went to their rivals Inverness. Well, are they rivals? I don't know. That
It's a Highland derby.
geographically, it is, but are they really, if they're getting ready like their best player ever to that team? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. But I think they could struggle this season. I really do. I think they've brought in Callahan for Hamilton, which I think he'll do really well. But I just don't think they're strong. Their squad is good enough. And spoiler, I've got them 12th.
Listen here, Div. I've got them 12th. Well, that's 2 for 2. Us. St Johnstone, let's move on to them. Calum, for them to repeat what they done last season would be a big ask, but you still look at that St Johnstone side. Me personally, I look at it and go, yeah, they can have another good year.
I know, I'm the exact same. I think I've got them decent position in my table, St Johnstone. Same as you're saying, the position Ross County are in, it's a horrible position for them to be in. I don't imagine they would be any form of threat this season for me. I'm the exact same Juice too. I've got them down in 12th.
Are you on 12 as well?
I've got them down.
Well, obviously I don't.
No,
have
you
them
don't.
12.
You don't.
I've started my still quite early today. I put them as 10th, but only because, you know, I know he's got a lot of sort of like controversy that surrounds him, but he is actually quite a good manager as well.
Well, he done a really good job at Cardiff, of course. Mind the song was "Don't Sack Mackay," Malky Mackay, when he was up for the chop. But I still just find it ridiculous he's found himself in that position. Like Ross County, it's kind of it's a bad light on not just Ross County but the rest of the Scottish Premiership. The fact that he's managing one of the teams.
See, when they announced him, I actually went onto their forums, the Ross County forums. Don't ask. I know
You crawl about
I didn't
all
know there
these.
was such things. Is that Ross County forum?
How many people own it? 12. the same 12 accounts on it. I'm sorry, that's offensive to everyone.
What's the name of the forum? I don't know. The Staggies Stand or something.
Stag do. But
no, but they were
not happy.
Well, it was half and half because some of them were like, we need to sort of separate the man and the sort of job that he'll do.
Do you think this is similar to the situation when they appointed, not in terms of the controversy around it, but in terms of they've got a big name? Owen Coyle was a big name, but it never worked out. Do you think it's similar?
That's exactly what I thought.
Aye.
And when Owen Coyle went there and he came for Bolton, he did a good job at Bolton, not so much at Burnley, but when he went there, and he was touted for a Celtic job as well for a good few years.
Don't remind me.
So when he went to Ross County, I think some people thought he was going to do well, and he had an absolute stinker. It's all about like your coaching style as well, like your managerial style, and I don't know too much about Malky Mackay really to know if it will be similar to Owen Coyle, but I think they are similar to a certain extent as managers. I was surprised with John Hughes stepping down for the role. I thought he did really, really well, and when he did that, I thought to myself, it makes sense because they're going to go in a more modern direction. Like before that, they had Kettlewell, and they had a double manager before that. And I thought they're going to go in a more modern direction, and they've assigned a manager that's got a mentality of fucking 300 years ago. So it didn't really go according to what I thought, so I just don't get it, to be fair.
Right, we'll flip over to St Johnstone very quickly. Don't want to spend too long on it. Ryan, is there any fear of second season syndrome for you, or do you think they're just going to get better?
There always is that fear of second season syndrome, but what's his name? Calum Davidson's a really good manager.
What's his name? What's his name? What's the name of that guy that just won the cup double? Oh, Christ.
I was just trying to buy some time there in my head. I was like, well, I don't want to butcher his first name. I know it's difficult to butcher Calum, but what if I got that?
Be offended.
You should be offended.
Maybe that's where I got it for. I just like Calum. That's his name. There is that worry of second season syndrome, but at the same time, I think they'll be all right. I think they'll have a good season again.
Right, well, let's go down have you got any comments you want to add before we throw out the positions for St Johnstone? I see you opening your mouth there.
Just on Calum Davidson, like,
manager
I think it very well could have been. If Rangers hadn't went invincible, then I doubt. Do you know what I mean? He has become St Johnstone's most successful manager ever, which is absolutely crazy because there was a lot of talk going into the season. Will he be able to emulate what Wright had done? And he absolutely topped it in one season. I don't think there will be second season syndrome because he's backline and it's so strong. There is talk of Jamie McCart moving on. I think it's to Hibs. Could be wrong, but I just think that's so strong. You know, Rooney, Gordon, and even Xander Clark behind that. Very strong, got in the midfield. Witherspoon, he's a wee bit further forward, but Ali McCann as well was in there.
And then of course
goals, I think
Stevie May up front.
Stevie May and the Kane, you know, the big man Kane.
That's gotta be Kane.
He's up top. Goals is probably why I've got them a wee bit lower in the table, but a good few weeks ago I was contemplating putting them right up there, lads.
So
but
what have you got?
I've got them in fifth. If you got them in fifth as well, I mean,
did you watch my video yesterday?
I intentionally did not watch a video because I wanted there to be a surprise element.
This is weird.
I put them in. I watched an interview with Calum Davidson, and he was asked the question, "Are you wanting to top what you did last season?" And he said that the realistic ambitions for St Johnstone this season is to stay in the division, which you would think it'd blow your mind after winning a cup double and a top 6 finish. But realistically, the budgets, they don't have like a huge budget. They can't compete with certain teams, and I just think what he's got there is special, and that's why they will get into the top 6 again, and that's why I've got them in 5th.
Fair, I rate that. Callum, what about you?
Yeah, I've got them in 7th.
You've got for the bottom half.
Just missing out, but it won't be like a massive gap. It'll be one of the ones you just before the split. Around about then, I think they might have a
It'll be so close as the top 6, I think.
I'm looking forward to seeing who you've got in the kind of 5th and 6th positions, because I think we're all going to have a very similar top 4. Maybe there's a couple of curveballs, but that's 7th. Oh, poor Callum, poor Callum. Both he's. Ryan, what are you going for?
I'm just having a look at
this is where Ryan goes edgy and he's like, I've actually got 9th.
After no second season syndrome, man. I actually put them 4th.
4th? Well, okay, the highest it is all.
That'd be spectacular for them, wouldn't it?
Aye.
I just think he's such a good manager, and he can push on even further. Maybe not in the Cups, because obviously can't go further than the Cups. That is so obvious. Why do I even say that? He can't exactly.
He's got to win. He's got to win the ultimate version, like
a Super Cup or something.
Super Cup.
Could you imagine that?
Christ. Well, that'd be a good final, St Johnstone Rangers Super Cup final. See if we can repeat the Xander Clark 120th minute goal.
Aye, let's know.
Listen, I had to take enough digs last season. If I can fit in one somehow, I'll try. Right, the other 3 o'clock kick-off on Saturday. It's Dundee against St Mirren. They're back in the top flight. You've already touted Jason Cummins on this show, Ryan. But will Jason Cummins do anything this weekend against Tony Fitzpatrick's and Jim Goodwin's high-flying Saints?
Yes, I think he'll score 2 or 3 at the weekend.
I can't believe what I'm hearing on this show.
The cum dog is back.
I don't think he'll start, Ryan. I love Jason Cummins, but
has he not been starting for Dundee at all?
No, he wasn't even starting in the playoffs last
I know,
season.
you must have seen the video of him, and he's saying the manager came to me and he said, "Come dog, you're going to be playing the big games." But he fucking benched me for the 2 playoffs. So he does it, it's brilliant, he's in that character.
I think Jason Cummins is good enough to start for Dundee and score goals in the division, like you're saying, Ryan.
I hope we never have him on this show because I don't think.
Oh, I'd love it.
I think he'd be brilliant to be honest.
It'd be great to have one, but I've too much early years if I gave him a title on YouTube. Like, it'd be
is it the Klingsman in it, where you go along your stomach? He'll be doing that along his table, balls naked by the end of it.
For the grass. So, you know, both teams have, once again, I think, very different expectations. We will touch a bit more on Dundee in a moment, but the one team that outside of Celtic, am most excited to watch this season is St Mirren. I am absolutely buzzing to watch them again. I thought last year Jim Goodwin was... I'm a Jim Goodwin stan. He's a handsome, gorgeous, intelligent, smart man. And I can't wait to see what he does this season in charge of St Mirren. Do you know what? I'm just going to get it out straight away. I think they're going to do it. I think that Tony Fitzpatrick's going to get his top half finish. St Mirren this year are sick for me. Top half.
I think this is where we differ, I think, for the first time, Ryan.
He's got like 12 now.
Looking at some of their signings, they brought in Charles Dunn from Motherwell, and they brought in Kelty and Power from Kilmarnock, they brought in Tanzer from St Johnstone. I think it's a good coup. And they also get Eamon Brophy now, and he's permanent, because it was just a loan, but it was already agreed. Top man for me is Jamie McGrath. I think he could go and have another really good season.
Well, they need to try and keep a hold of him. Hopefully they do.
Hopefully they do, because...
Wigan that were in for him.
Hopefully they keep a hold of him, because the more really good players that we have in the league, the better. He scored a lot of goals last season, got a lot of assists. But I think that top 6 is going to just be a wee bit too far for them again.
Really?
I really do. But what I will say is, like, the team that I've got 6th, 7th and 8th, I think they could all really push on and get that 6th spot, to be honest. And one of the teams that I've got in there could end up having a stinker, and you'll probably have them lower. But yeah, I've got St Mirren in 8th.
8th?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But I think it'll be really, really close. I really do. The big thing still for me is I don't think they've got enough goals in the team. I don't. But I think they'll be solid defensively. Jamie McGrath's probably the top man when it comes to goals, and he's a midfielder. Eamon Brophy, I think, has got potential. But again, went there last season and didn't hit the heights as I thought he was going to for the January onwards. So that's why I've got him in 8th.
I think he had injury problems as well, didn't he? Brophy came when he had an injury, so he couldn't really get in the team as much.
And I think Big Obika's moved on.
I was about to ask, is Big Obika away?
That's Big Obi away.
Big Obi away.
But did you see who's came back for Dundee, by the way? I know we're talking about St Mirren now. I was just having a look there. Kelly and Sheridan.
Aye, that's right. We never even spoke about Big Sheridan. Aye,
that's mad,
That's
isn't
Dundee.
brilliant, by the way. What a character.
He's tweeted about like the Easter House Shopping Centre, and I love it. What a guy. So, Calum, out of the two teams, who do you think is going to have the better season? What do you expect? Just give us a wee rundown of what you expect to see out of them.
Well, I was actually going to flip it and go for I think it's going to have the worst season. I went complete opposite for you. I think St Mirren are going to have a howler this season. And it pains me to say it, because one of my uncles is a St Mirren fan. I feel bad.
Is that why you've done it?
No, it's not that one. It's not what I misspoke about earlier. No, it's just, I don't know. I just don't see them replicating it towards last season. And they're going to have a howler for me.
Wow.
It was the signings for me as well. Although Power has been like a very consistent centre midfielder over the years, it doesn't strike me as a player that I thought that they'd be in for St Mirren, because they were playing more expansive. Like, they had more technical players, but now they've went for players that are a wee bit more.
Well, you're forgetting one guy, Big Curtis Main. He's going to
Curtis Main and all,
Curtis Main, aye.
Do you know what I mean?
Block, isn't he, man?
They kind of signings don't fill me full of confidence, but again, they could be.
But then that's
something
the thing
they needed
is,
last season,
with,
just being resolute.
the thing I think about St Mirren is, when I think about their recruitment, is I don't feel like with what the team they already had, I don't think there was much in terms of technical ability. There wasn't much they could improve on for the standard they were already at. They've got a really good team. It was always going to be hard to find better players unless other players left. So I feel like they'll maybe add in something a bit of a different dynamic, as you've sort of suggested there. But a stinker, Calum.
Where have you got them then? But it's a stinker. It's not 12, is it?
No, I said I had
did you?
12.
Who have you got?
Gillingham 12.
Aye, who have you got St Mirren then?
I've got them at 9th.
Same as me.
So I've got them in 8th.
You got them in 9th? Am I the only Jim Goodwin backer in this fucking room? I can't believe it.
But I really think that they could. I think that squad's good enough to push for top 6 though, but they just fell out for me.
If we get David on the phones later and he doesn't give me some good news about his St Mirren predictions.
I feel bad saying a stinker. I just don't think it'll be like as good as last season. It'll just
It
be
is
such
hard
a
to
bang
repeat
average
that.
season, but they'll finish down at 9th, I think.
I'm backing you, Jim. I'm backing you. Don't let me fucking down. A Saturday night kickoff.
What about Dundee? Have we gave there?
We've no, actually. We've no. Sorry. Poor Dundee. Didn't mean that. I was too excited to talk about the hoops. Why am I excited to talk about it? Why?
Let's get in here then. I've got them 10th. No, I love them. Aye.
I'm worried for Dundee. I think they could. Honestly, they've got an aspect to them that makes me think, they could surprise people this season. Because they surprised a lot of people last season in the Championship. No way I thought they were getting out of the division at the start. But they really worry me defensively. I think they'll concede a lot of goals this season. I think James McPake's going to be in for a world of hurt if he doesn't, get that team sorted. So I'm going 11th. 11th.
Jesus.
Yep.
Aye.
The same as you. I don't have them in a hit.
What?
I seen his face there, so I'm waiting to see what he's got.
I thought they were going to be the dark horses this season.
Have you? How have you got them?
I've got them 6.
Oh, that is a combo. Dundee 6th.
Oh my God.
Explain yourself.
Charlie Adam effect.
That's it. I believe in Sheridan and Cummins. I believe it's misfit, but do you know what? I want it to happen. I'm just having a look at the team.
It's just like when I predicted Airdrie to get relegated.
Aye.
I'm finished bottom of the league.
And I've got Paul McGowan, who's got the worst hairline in football.
Well,
I want them to do well.
There's a few, to be fair.
No, his is the worst. His is absolutely the
Why is
worst.
he not giving that up?
I mean, Brandon Barkles isn't he great?
He's been doing it for years. So you're going 6th for Dundee.
Aye. Key Taylor done this in 5 minutes.
No, I mean, do you want fair play? I like it when somebody puts a couple.
I'm going bold.
Yeah, you're going bold. Right, okay. Saturday night.
And I like the way you move.
Vasilis Barkas. It's hard.
See if you had to describe Vasilis Barkas' like kind of movements. What would you? Do you know what I mean? How would you describe it? Give me some adjectives.
Sexual.
Right?
Aye.
I seen
The
something.
only thing sexual about him is the fact he's fucking stiff. The cunt doesn't move. He's fucking horrendous.
There was somebody on Twitter. I don't know if it was Chairman Lamal that called him hologram hands.
Hologram horns.
That's
That's
good.
great patter.
That's good.
I can't support him anymore, unfortunately. It's just got to that point.
Back Barkas.
He was like
He's a cult hero. I think he's brilliant.
do you remember see for that was it the second goal that he was on to the side?
Aye.
It was like do you ever remember on FIFA there was a Be a Pro where you could play as a goalkeeper?
Aye.
The first time you play it, the amount of space you give.
Aye.
Yeah, so Saturday night kickoff. It's unusual for the Scottish Premiership, but we're off to Tiny. We're off to Tynecastle. Adam Kennedy's not here, but by the end of the weekend, we might have a sacrifice in the TSF group chat. Hearts are back in the top division. Celtic have the season that they just need to. I don't know what's the word. Persevere.
We need to go for we need to try our best this season.
Try our best. This is what it turns into the Celtic Thunder. Callum. It's quite a tough opening day, isn't it? It's probably one that we would like to avoid, especially with it being at Tynecastle.
Definitely, I think we've seen it over the years. Any time we've went there, and you look back at when we were on that invincible run, you go there and you play them, you get scudded 4-0. I know it's a good few years ago, but any time I feel we're playing them at Tynecastle, they always turn up, they always play well. I think the only time I've seen Hearts play bad against us is cup games. Yep. That's at any other time they always come up and go toe to toe with you. I think it would be interesting, especially after obviously the last time meeting the cup final, the 3 each. I think the way Hearts are looking, I can see them getting a good game. I think
Celtic season though, Div, you're the opposition. Give us a fresh perspective. Give us something that. What are you expecting from Celtic this year?
Celtic, I don't think will be as bad as they were last season. I'll give you that.
Nice.
I think that they'll still score goals. They've never
struggled with that.
They've never struggled with scoring goals. They've signed the boy Starfelt. I think the first approach has been made for Vuskovic as well. So I don't think they'll be as bad. There was a Croatian guy saying that, so I'm pretty sure it's...
Is it Lovric?
Lovric.
Lovric.
Wrong guy, sorry guys.
Aye.
Vuskovic,
I was about to take my headset off there and go,
He was linked to
wait,
sorry guys.
I was about to go and check my photo. Take.
My knowledge was on point there, to be fair. In fact, I even knew Vuskovic. I think Celtic will do a wee bit better than they did last season, but I don't see them like hitting any crazy heights. I still think there's a lot of parts in that team that need fixed. The fullbacks, for me, I still don't think are strong enough. The centre half one is still up for question, because these guys could come in and you don't know how they're going to do. But the major one for me is the goalkeeping position, and I think that needs to be rectified quickly, because for all I'm loving Big Vasili's Barkas and the way he moves, I don't think Celtic fans will be, and you need a top goalkeeper if you want to kind of challenge for him, if you want to win stuff. You were tweeting and saying that you've not seen a bad Celtic goalkeeper in your lifetime. Really, he's probably the kind of first one that you got a season. Seriously,
just to touch on that post very quickly, there was a lot of Craig Gordon slander in that. And look, I understand Gordon had a couple of howlers, but
phenomenal.
He was absolutely unbelievable as a keeper. Shot stop ability was unbelievable.
Every time.
Couldn't care less about this. But look, I know, Ryan, you're big into it and all that. See the whole ball at the feet thing, I understand it. And if it fits the system, it fits the system. But if a goalkeeper saves shots, that's his job. And I'm not wanting to be pure Celtic that old man about it, but Craig Gordon was incredibly good at stopping the ball with his hands. And there was a lot of Rab Douglas slander as well. I never really got to see Douglas that much, but I think it's a bit harsh on old Rab. I wouldn't say he was amazing, but he wasn't. I don't think he was bad. Rab Douglas.
Yeah.
My dad always says we would have won the UEFA Cup if Rab Douglas wasn't in goal.
I don't think he really had a stinker though, did he, in the final?
Yeah, I think my dad always says we would have won the UEFA Cup if Bobo Balde never got sent off.
Aye, that's a shout, innit?
Aye, that's what my dad always says.
Bit of both.
But
the fact that Celtic went toe-to-toe with that Porto team was actually good in itself.
And then they went and won the Champions
And I think that was
League
through Henrik Larsson, man. He was
some
sensational in that
team we
tournament.
just had on, but I mean, this had rabbit hole. If we start talking about that, we'll be there. I know. But that team was, when you look at both Celtic and Rangers in that era, the fact we had teams like that was unbelievable. We had no right to have teams as good as that.
Definitely. I think you said in that previous show as well that Martin O'Neill's budget was up there with like top 4, top 5 in Britain at that point.
Aye.
Which is just goes to show you, like, we'll probably never get that again. Hopefully Scottish football can get to that level again where you're competing financially as Ryan McGinley's so dies. I was going to say,
they're Ryan McGinley away.
But a positive that I will give you guys, I think your key man will be Calum McGregor. I really do. I think he'll have a good season. I think he'll do well. I think he'll be better than your man Turnbull this season. I really do. I think his experience will show, and he'll carry Celtic for large proportions of games and such, and he'll do really well. Another positive is Abada. I seen him play against Michelin, and I thought he was really good. So to give you that positives, there's some people saying, other teams will finish second above Celtic. I still think Celtic's squad is too strong for other teams. But I also think that there's just too many spots in like that starting 11 that need like fixed to actual challenge for the league.
That's the point I want to come on to now with the Celtic fans sitting here, and like, we'll have a lot of chat about this in the Celtic Fund on the next couple of weeks, so we won't go in too much because you can come and watch that, and brought to you by TSF as well, of course. But on the preparation note of things, Ryan, before we started, you went on a little bit of a rant. You're like, no, I'll save it for the podcast. We have left ourselves in a dire situation in terms of preparation. We've not got a back line.
Yep, there are emergency positions. There are positions that are in like an emergency stage just now. I mean, especially fullbacks. You've got left backs and right backs that just cannot play this system, and it's showing in games because we just look so weak going down those sides. Goalkeeper as well. Like I wanted to back Barkas as much as I can, but I can't. You can't back him when he's making stupid mistakes like that. And the Michelin goal, like. Al McGregor or Fraser Forster deals with that. But at the same time, I will say, like, you can be a good goalkeeper and have, you can be a good goalkeeper and be good at passing the ball. The two aren't exclusive to each other. Like, we should be going out and signing a goalkeeper that can play with the ball at his feet, but can keep the ball out of his net.
I think the difficulty with that is that they cost a lot of fucking money. They're high in demand.
Yep, that's the popular thing now, isn't it?
Maybe go for a younger player that's maybe getting brought up to do that. Because more and more of these goalkeepers can now play the ball at their feet, so maybe try and find a youngster that's doing this just now. I don't know. we just need somebody that can keep the ball out there. At the
Surely
moment.
there is somebody out there that's decent enough with his feet and that's saving shots.
Talking about transfers, Calum, last night the Record reported a story that Dermot Desmond, the CEO, businessman, entrepreneur, not football related man, is helping directly with the transfers at Celtic Football Club. He's got a hands-on approach now.
Yep.
He's apparently football qualified. Does that make you worry in terms of where the preparation is going here, and that he's directly involved with this? That when there's no Nick Hammond, there's no footballing man, it's just Dermot Desmond and Ange.
Feels a bit like, what was the film with Sacha Baron Cohen, The Dictator? See, he gets ruling that country at 15, right? And he just takes free rein, does whatever he wants. That's what this feels like. A man that's got no clue what they're doing just comes in and goes, fuck it, he looks good, Mum, we'll just get him. Honestly, it frightens me, the fact that he's stepping in there.
We need this is the thing. Saturday we're not too sure who can start here. We're not sure if it's going to be Starfelt or Farash or whatever. It's just, I don't know how many more players we need, and it's just, with 4 days to go to the season starts, we've just landed ourselves in the worst possible position.
It's a horrible position to be in, I think, as obviously I'm getting touched on that back line. When you look at it, it's just fucking horrific. The fact that we have to go to Tynecastle with what could potentially be the back four we've seen the other night against Midtjylland, is fucking horrible to think of.
That is an unbelievable tough game to begin into when you've still got question marks. I think it'll be quite a close game, but you would still expect Celtic to win that game.
So let's go into Hearts. Let's go to Hearts. I'm going to start this off, and I'm just going to be bluntly honest. I don't rate Hearts. I don't think they're that great. I think Robbie Nielsen's a bang average manager, and I think they're going to struggle this season. There you go. That's my thoughts. Thank you.
Jeez, I mean, I don't
Sorry,
think
Adam.
that.
Sorry.
I don't think that Nielsen is as good as what people say, and for that reason, I've not got them in top 6. But I think the way that they finished the season last year was decent, and they've continued that into the cup and such. The guys that are playing really well now is like Liam Boyce and Mackay Stevens. I think that's a kind of top 6 duo, but I think that as a squad, it won't be good enough to get them into top 6. I've got them finishing 7th. And they're one of my 3 teams I think that could finish top 6, because they do have a really strong squad. Craig Gordon I think will be absolutely huge for them. You were touching on him and how some people didn't rate him. When it comes to shot stopping, he'll win games on his own for Hearts this season, and the man Liam Boyce that I've already tipped earlier in the season will score goals, undoubtedly. So I've got them finishing 7th. I don't see them being lower than that.
Callum, you going to give your prediction and a little bit of what you think?
And they've got Andy Hardy as well, who's sensational. Well. I'm really hoping Andy Hardy does show people that he's not as bad as what people think. He wasn't good enough to play centre mid for Rangers, but he's certainly good enough to play centre mid for other clubs in Scottish Premiership, and he showed that on a number of occasions. He was a fall guy. There's been much worse players than him over the years at both teams.
Right. Your take on Hearts, and is it your heart intake?
Your abattoir on Hearts.
I think Hearts, they'll have a sort of the average season you expect from Hearts. The way they always come up, they don't really push for that sort of top 3, top 4. I think. Well, I'll say top 4. I've got them in 5th for me.
Have you got them in 5th?
I've got them 5th, but I think it will just be a very average season for Nielsen. It won't be there won't be any shock results.
Better than average for Hearts. I must admit, I think 5th's a good season for Hearts.
5th, 6th. I feel like that's their place. 5th or 6th, they're sort of go to. I think, as you touched on, I think Nielsen's been playing sort of a bit more out left as well. So I think they play what I seen it look like 3-4-3. When's the last time you've seen that in Scottish football? I think it's something interesting, but it's just the fact that if it goes to bring in more players for it. For me, I've got him 5th.
5th, that's surprising. I've got to give my position. I've got him 8th.
So
have you got him 8th as well? Go on, Ryan, what you want to say about it?
I still think, even though they ended the season okay and they've done well in the sort of cup, I still think there's a lot of pressure on Nielsen. A lot of the fans were unhappy that he didn't get the sack last season, so there'll be that pressure, obviously, with the fans coming back into the ground as well. Yes, they'll be happy that they're back into the top league again. They'll still feel hard done by. They'll have that sort of story or that sort of mindset that they shouldn't be there. They shouldn't have been down in the Championship and had to go back up. But that was just the way the league was at that point with the pandemic and stuff. So it'll be interesting. I've got them down as 8th because I think they will stay up and they'll stay up comfortably, but I don't think it'll be a great season of that. I mean, they've got good individual players that will win them games, but I don't think they'll do any better than 8th.
For the league, it's excellent to have Hearts back because that's a big game that you look forward to. Do you know what I mean? Going to Tynecastle, a lot of pros say that that's a favourite ground to play in because of the way that
close to the pitch.
Exactly, it's close to the pitch and such.
Toxic.
But the last thing that pained me when I was doing my notes for Hearts was the young boy Cochrane has been let go.
He's away to Queen of the South.
Queen of the South, and he's a player that broke out of the team at 16 years of age, and I thought did really, really well. Starred in that game that Calum spoke about earlier, 4-0 against Celtic. It was unbelievable. Scored a goal, played really well against Scott Brown that day, and it saddens me the fact he's had to move on. Because I think he's good enough. I think he's a really fucking good player, but he's never been given that chance, and that's probably the Nielsen approach. He doesn't really give the youth players as much of a chance, which is an absolute shame.
He's got a big chance at Queen of the South, right enough, because it's a big season for Queen of the South. We'll come on to that because they're now missing their legend Stephen Dobie. So maybe he can stand up. Maybe he can be the new Stephen Dobie. I know they're different positions, but maybe
the midfield maestro version.
Exactly. So yeah, there we go. We'll come back to Celtic, of course, when we talk about who we think is going to win the league title this year. But we'll go into the next game, which is a very exciting one. I think this is a Sunday. It's going to be Aberdeen against Dundee United. I'll let you go on about Tam Courts. On you go, Ryan.
I just want him to succeed. He was a left field appointment by Dundee United. They didn't go for one of the sort of familiar names that were probably kicking about the Scottish game. They went for somebody young who was I think he was the director of football beforehand.
Yep.
So he's just moved that. I don't know if he's moved up or down a role. I think he's doing both actually, isn't he? He's doing director of football.
So he's just manager.
He's
then.
just living in it. He's living in it now. Remember that?
Yep.
Remember,
I hope he's not like Craig Irvine though.
No.
United
Here already, people are sort of comparing him to Cathro, and I hate that because I think that young managers should get a chance.
Yep.
Because they gave Gerrard the chance. I know there was some criticism, but they gave him a chance. So why not Tam Courts? I want to see Dundee United do well this season.
I liked them under Mickey Mellon.
I liked him at the start under Mickey.
I know they got a bit of stick at times, but I liked Mickey Mellon. I like the way he speaks. So it's a different appointment, and I rate that for Dundee United. What about you, Div? What are you thinking about the Tangerines?
I rate the appointment. I do. But I've got them finishing 11th.
11th.
Aye. But what I will say is, if Lawrence Shanklin finally gets going and starts scoring some goals, then they could do decent. The biggest thing that I was saying with them last season was that they need to bring in guys in the centre of midfield to start dictating games a wee bit more, and I don't think that they've done that. So for me, I've got them doing in 11th, which wouldn't go to the script McGinley. Yeah, I've got them below Dundee. I really do.
That's crazy. You think I'm going to be that bad this season?
I do.
You think that?
I think it's incredibly hard though. I found it really, really hard to pick.
So I guess that
they've retained Seagrest, and they've also brought in Charlie Mulgrew as well. So
we've got
it's a tough one.
McGinley has said 6th place for Dundee. You've said 11th place for Dundee. That's like 2 massive curveballs so far. You've said 5th for Hearts. I could say it's a bit of a curveball. But what do you think about Dundee United? Is it Chico time?
I've got them in 6th for me.
6th?
I think they'll push the top 6 this time. I think also they look good at the start under Mickey Mellon, as you touched on, and they fell away a wee bit. As it was quite unfortunate because I quite like Mickey Mellon when he was in. I thought he'd done a no bad job for what he could do, and then obviously decent start. So the game against us took us to like the 88th minute or something to score. Right. But But no, I quite fancy it with a decent season. As I said, the players are brought in. I said start early for Mulgrew. I think he'll have a good season for them. Same as Seagrist, as you touched on. I think Seagrist is a phenomenal keeper. So I think him behind him and all gives you all the more confidence to sort of keep
and then
goals.
You're just kind of hoping for Shanklin to have a...
You'd like him to sort of hit his stride this season. Because also I think, not saying a lot of pressure was on him last season, but I think because the season he'd had previous to that, everybody thought he'd live up to the hype, he'd do well. But I think if you get somebody that gives him service, I think it could be sorted.
Exactly. Service, that's the biggest thing that I think Lawrence Shanklin needs. And I don't think that they've got somebody in the midfield that's going to do that for him.
Big Charlie will do it, mate.
Be centred back.
Aye.
Did you see his free kick the other week?
Oh, wait, what a screamer. You see
it?
No. Charlie Mulgrew's free kick. It's a belter.
I don't think Charlie Mulgrew's a bad player, but I don't think he's going to be good enough to fucking dictate games.
I've got them in, so you've got them in...
Is this Dundee United?
Aye.
5th.
Fuck, that's high.
Dundee in 6th, Dundee United in 5th. My God, that'd be some season.
That'll be a parade in the whole city, man, for both teams.
It's good to have that derby back as well.
Aye, we haven't touched on that. So you've got 5th, you've got 11th?
I've got 11th, mate.
You've got 6th. I'm missing out narrowly on the top half of Dundee United. I'm going 7th. They're my 7th place team, Dundee United, this season. Once again, I think it'll be very close between the likes of them and St Mirren. But we'll see. But the team at the other end, of course, Aberdeen, Stephen Glass's first full season in charge of the club. what a year it could be for them, because they've already started off quite well. Quite well.
Good signings as well.
Good signings, but most importantly, they've got the man. They've got Bruni. And that to me says everything. I think Scott Brown is going to guide them. I think he's going to lead them. And I think he's going to take them to that third place finish this
I thought you were
season.
going to say second for a minute there.
No. I think he's going to get that third place finish with Scott Brown, the captain, the leader, the legend. Everything is coming up Millhouse for them.
I've said third as well.
Have you?
I think they'll just put Hibs to third, I'll be honest. I know that's a bit of a spoiler now, but
I think it's what
they've recruited well. I think Stephen Glass is going to be a good manager for them, and he's playing expansive football, so I think it'll be exciting for the Pittodrie faithful.
Nice.
I think it will be a new style of play, and a lot of Aberdeen fans are already saying that they were absolutely buzzing after that 5-1 victory. And why would you not be? That was against third place last season in Sweden, I believe, which isn't a mugs league. So they went there and absolutely dominated them. You know, Lewis Ferguson had a really good game.
Yep.
I think that the acquisition of Scott Brown will be big for him, and his development will allow him to venture further forward, because I think he is better being a box-to-box player and arriving late into the box and such, and I think he'll have a big season. I was very tempted to put them third, but I've put them in fourth, because the team I've got in third, I think, has just got more star power in the final third. I'm excited to see Christian Ramirez and how he does do. He got his goal, he got his debut goal in the Conference League qualifier, and they look decent. I think the biggest shift for Aberdeen this season is going to be that mindset that you guys touched on, and Scott Brown will be the man to change that mindset, and that could push them to third, but I'm just kind of leaning back a wee bit on it, because the team I have got in third, I think, has just got star players in that forward area that are better than Aberdeen's, and he is going to be playing expansive football, but I don't think if they recruited very well in the kind of centre half positions, because they were awful.
Declan Gallagher's come in.
Declan Gallagher has come in, actually, to be fair. That's a good point. So maybe I should just stop talking shite.
Scotland International.
Scotland International, very unlucky not to fucking feature in the Euros. I thought he should have been the man to come on. But anyway, in the last game. But anyway, we'll not get into that. So I third, kid. No, I still think that they're still a wee bit leaky at the back. So I'm going fourth.
Right. Okay.
But it will be exciting to see an expansive style of play in Aberdeen. Like, the more teams like that, the better.
Yeah. Okay, Aberdeen for you.
It was one I wanted to touch on. You're saying it. Have you seen what they're calling him on Twitter, the Aberdeen fans? Brunner. Not Bruni, it's Brunner they're calling him. Oh, no. I think it's fucking
Sounds
horrendous.
better to me.
Oh no.
I think he looks a lot better than all in an Aberdeen kit.
Honestly, when I seen it on
The
Twitter,
blue.
I thought, sure, that's a wind up.
The
So
blue-
I thought I'll
the
say it's
blue
Brunner.
shirt.
It's
I
came
was
up and then
heartbroken because he's grown his hair out as well. Cause
No, he's shaved his head, mate.
has he shaved it now?
Aye.
Has he shaved it again?
Aberdeen to go down now. Bruno.
Honestly, I swear down.
Aberdeen.
Look at it on Twitter after this, you'll see it, right?
So if he scores a goal, are they going to go Bruno? Is that what they're going to
I
do?
imagine so.
That's not right.
It's horrible, but
See
that's
that-
what I call on Twitter.
That midfield three, Aberdeen's got to be fucking good. Scott
Aye.
Brown, Lewis Ferguson, and Ross McCrory.
Aye.
Jesus Christ.
It's one of
That's
the
a decent.
best midfield three in the league.
That is.
It really is.
It's probably
Um,
third best.
Also, the Jet has landed.
The Jet has landed, aye. The Jet has
My
landed.
God.
J. Emmanuel Thomas.
I think he could
Doing
have an
well.
awesome season.
So that.
Wow. Big
Because he
Jet.
went into Livy late, didn't have a pre-season. He's had a pre-season this time, and he's playing with a better team that will create more chances. And the way he finished the season after he was fully fit was good.
Yep.
Some of the goals he scored for Livingston were unreal. I think the Jet could take off this season.
What's your prediction then, Calum? Have you got them?
I've got Aberdeen in fourth for me.
Fourth, so you're on the same page.
I think they'll just narrowly miss out. It wouldn't be like...
Massive points.
Aye, it wouldn't be like they were last season between them and Hibs and sort of they fell away. I think they will have a good season. I think the football they look to be playing looks to be more attacking. It wasn't like Den McInnes would go and attack against the lesser teams, and then when they came up against Celtic, Rangers and such, he sort of held back a bit more. He's very defensive minded. I think Stephen Glass, he's got his own style of football he wants to play. I think it looks decent. I look forward to watching them this season when I can, but fourth for me.
Four for you. So we've got 2 thirds, 2 fourths, which brings us on to the last game, which I imagine we'll find our third place side, and the other two years, that's Motherwell, innit? Mm-hmm. That's who you've got in third.
No.
But it's got to be Motherwell against Hibs. I'm not sure what the situation is around the rest of the league, but Motherwell have given 2,000 away tickets to Hibs, so some away fans there this weekend. Nice to see that dynamic back in the football grounds, but a big season for, once again, both sides. Third place, I take it then, you've got Hibs.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you looking forward to Hibs season, Cam?
No, I think they'll do it. I think Jack Ross getting that sort of contract extension, it seems if they're giving him that batting. I've seen just before we started, they've got a new chief executive, brought in the boy from Norwich.
Oh, is that
just as we started,
thanks for that.
So he's in. I think, when you see them attacking wise, as Div, I can only imagine, I just said you got Hibs in third. That attacking third for them looks phenomenal. Just going forward, they look so good. I think Martin Boy with our night in our qualifier, he looked brilliant. But he was just taking the ball and just running at players. He took his goal quite well, down foot side the box, took it, sort of went to the left, curved into the right, finish. Good goal, and then it was one of the boys went right through him. I think it's the most vocal and angriest I've ever seen Jack Ross. Went right through him. Generally, his face was not the same tap as your t-shirt. Honestly,
same tap as my t-shirt. Did you say
same colour as your t-shirt? Sorry, it's too early for me, mate. I should still be in my bed.
I thought you were going to say the same tab as your colour for a minute. I was like,
needs up Mars.
No, but it was something I was going to say there to one of your points, and it's just completely slipped my head. And Martin Boyle this year, I think he'll be licking his lips around the league, especially when you look at like Celtic, the defenders he could be playing against this year. He'll be ready for a big season. Third place for you as well.
Yeah, got him in third place, but the thing that could probably sway it for me is if Nisbet stays or goes. David probably wouldn't like it if he does stay, because his club won't be getting a lot. Well, they'll eventually get the money, but they won't be getting it as quick as he would like. But Nisbet will be a massive player for them as well. In his debut season in the top league last season, scored a lot of goals against the top sides as well in the league, and he could be the difference. But I still think that, as you say, Martin Boyle's the top man. He's the key man that I've got here, and he's the man I think that I've been most impressed with, man, in the last, obviously, start of the season and going into the last few months, because he was playing up top. He's selling, Nisbet fell out the team. He's playing through the middle, and I thought he was really well. He's playing really well, and if he can continue good goal scoring in that, he'll have some season, as you say. It's like he will be licking his lips against some of the opposition that he's going to be coming up against, especially if it's going to be expansive style of play. We're talking about Aberdeen playing expansive. He'll do well against that, getting him behind in that. Celtic as well. Rangers probably get bullied, but even against Rangers he's played really well, so he will, I think, have a really good season again if they can keep a hold of him. I don't think there's much speculation about him leaving, but you'd imagine that there's clubs looking at him. Maybe age comes into it. But
I remember what I was going to say now. It's just came to my head. I'm glad that you said boy for Norwich, because see if you said like woman, I would have been thinking a big Delia Smith. Let's be Come on, let's be having
She wouldn't really change her scarf because he used green and yellow quite a bit.
Or did he use yellow?
Somewhere a week it is.
For a couple, hadn't they? I've had a couple.
It's a bit of a reach, I know.
It's a bit of a reach here, Ryan, mate. Fuck him.
I've got this as fourth, very similar to you, in fact.
Thank you.
I've just had a total mind blank. It all depends on if Nisbet stays. Obviously, I'd love him at Celtic, so if they keep him, then they could probably get third quite easily. But I think it'll be close between Aberdeen and Hibs. It'll be interesting to see if they can get this Orlando winger Muller in. They've obviously got him in pre-contract. He's going to come in January, but they're in talks to get him in just now. So
this guy I was looking at last night is on transfermarket.com, which is one of the fucking best websites ever.
Brilliant. My website actually gives you everything.
Everything you want. But so market value of this Muller guy, 3.5 million.
Really? Wow.
It's a steal.
What the hell?
I know getting him for nothing.
I was going to say, getting that a pre-contract, that's fucking...
What?
So that's one that, like, if they've got him at 3.5 mil, he could be some player.
Aye, wow.
I think he will be. I think he'll be good for them.
I'm thinking. I was about to say Orlando. I was thinking Inter Miami. Have you seen Phil Neville's record at Inter Miami?
Stinky.
Yeah,
and that's where wee Morgan's playing, isn't it? Right? And Morgan's been getting this mad right up. Higuain's the only player who's scored more than one goal at the whole club.
Ever?
In their history.
In their history. Did you hear his press conference?
No.
He threw every single cliche for a man.
Aye. All the stuff like
every game's a cup final.
Jeez, it's a right struggle. Anyway, which means the last team in the entire Premiership to talk about this season is one that I am very scared for, and that's Motherwell Football Club. I'll get out of the way. I've got them down at 10th just now. Honestly, was contemplating to put them rock bottom. A very well run club in terms of the footballing aspect. They have been fantastic in the community. I want to see them do well. But they have not prepared themselves in the best way for this season, I think. They've lost a lot of big players. They've lost Campbell. They've lost Gallagher. They've lost Devante Cole. And the best signing they've made was Liam Kelly, who doesn't really replace any of those players because he's a goalkeeper.
And he was there last season.
They have no creative players for me. I think they're going to struggle up top. Tony Watt, obviously, I love wee Tony, and I hope he gets a lot of goals. But I think he needs people up there with him. No Devante Cole, I think they're going to really struggle. I think they're lacking a lot of it. So I've gone 10th for Motherwell, Cal.
I've got them down in 9th. So just one above yourself. But I don't really see, as you've said, losing sort of big players in the starting line or something like that. The fact they've not been in to replace it doesn't look like they're going to replace it, which makes me think, what the fuck are they going to do this season?
There was also a lot of complaints about the performances in the Betfred Cup group. Oh, I keep saying the Betfred Cup. It's not Betfred anymore, Ryan. It's fucking, what is it? Premier Sports. The Premier Sports Cup. There were a lot of complaints there. Fans complaining about the style of football. They were lumping it up the park. They were trying their best. And Div, I just don't think that's going to work for Motherwell this season. They've not really got the guys up there to deal with a lump up the park sort of performance.
No, maybe no. But that goes against the grain Graham Alexander's style of play. He doesn't play.
But
like
do you think that's? I think it's
so
more down. I think it's just the fact he's not been backed in terms of the players to bring in players. I think
that's my hot take.
He'll probably be
Motherwell.
angry. Is it?
That's my hot take, Motherwell. So I think that the sponsor on their back is going to carry them to 6th.
Oh, you're going 6th.
That's my hot take. I mean, mainly because of Graham Alexander. But when I was looking at the players that they've lost and they haven't really replaced them, Campbell and Devante Cole. And obviously Declan Gallagher as well. Jesus Christ almighty. But what I will say about Motherwell is through the years they've always dipped their toes into the English lower leagues market and done really well off the back of that. So they could be bringing in some players, and also Graham Alexander's coached in the lower leagues in there, so that they could be bringing up some gems that we don't know a lot about but could do really well. And Graham Alexander, out with 2 Old Firm teams last season, had the most points since he came in. Done really, really well. Devante Cole did turn it on though for him, didn't he? Devante Cole was sensational. But as I says, that sponsor's going to carry them
Sponsor
to the top 6 position. Okay. I mean, we're talking about Dundee United potentially finishing 5th with an unknown quantity, a manager after back a very average season. And then we're talking about Motherwell potentially being down in the relegation zones after, since Graham Alexander came in, a really good turnaround for a team that looked like they were going down. So for me, going off the logic of that, I would have Motherwell a wee bit further forward. Although, Ryan, this is a team that I've got there that I'm going off of what everybody else is saying around me, and they could really struggle. This one could come back to bite me in the bollocks.
But it's always good to have a wee, it's always good, like, you've put Dundee up at 5th or 6th.
I'm glad.
You've put Hearts quite high up last year. I said Celtic would win the league. It's always good to have a wee laugh.
I'm using logic here, because I don't know what I've used for this table, man.
Yours isn't that bad. So where have you got Motherwell? Your last team?
I've got them in 11th.
Oh, so you're doing this pretty much the same thing.
And although he hasn't been massively backed, he still brought some players in, and he's not got that excuse anymore that he did last season with a couple of the bad results that they're not his own players. Now he'll get properly judged because it's his own players that he's brought in.
And I like him as a manager. I think he's really good, and I like his style of play. That's why I was surprised there with you saying that they're playing long ball football, because all the teams he's been at so far and up into Motherwell last season, he's tried to play football the right way.
Against Airdrie, it was just...
I watched that game, to be fair, and Motherwell didn't, as you say, didn't create a lot of games, but obviously Sam Wardrop was playing, so he's sensational.
Can't score against Sam.
Exactly.
That's why the clean sheet was there.
Although Sam did go off and then they scored 2 goals, which was a shame.
Right.
He was moaning about the scheduling of the amount of games they were playing in the League Cup. So you're like, is that excuses already, or?
I mean, I seen fans having a go at him for his own fans. I just don't know why they're turning against him so quickly. It's just the fucking start of the league. I don't
know if I necessarily say they're turning against him.
I'm looking at some of Motherwell fans' tweets and I'm like, just back your manager. See, even the new, if you don't agree with him, just like, you're right, mate, and give him your full batting. Like, don't just turn against him straight away, because Motherwell probably would have went down last season under Robinson, and he came in, did really well, and got the best out of the players that he had available.
Yep.
I think that was the biggest thing. Like, see if you compare him to Robinson wasn't getting the best out of Devante Cole, Campbell, Declan Gallagher, Liam Kelly, all these kind of guys. And when he came in, he turned the ship completely around.
Aye.
So that could be an insight into his coaching, or him as a manager, that he is able to bring up players that aren't, as we would perceive, very good, and have them playing really well.
Well, we're going to come on to the rest of the leagues in a minute. We're going to have to dance through them. It's going to be a very long show today. Did you manage to get a quiz?
I was trying to put one together, but it's proven to be too much a pain in the arse.
Is that what you're sitting typing away for?
That's what I kept trying to do, but I felt bad when also Div's talking to the cameras on me. Looks like I'm just sitting.
How many questions you on there?
I am at 6.
I've got a couple of quick fire questions in before we move. If we gave up like big, we've not did a big predictions yet, have we?
Nah, we've not.
Oh, who's
Would
going to
they
win?
rate
The
up to? I've
league?
got some quick fire questions.
Right, okay, good. Because I was going to get Buick on the blower, but we'll wait for this section to be done.
Aye, but quick fire questions.
Aye, go.
Right, we'll just fire right through it then.
Right.
Player of the year. Who are you going for, McGinley?
Abada.
Oh wow,
Jesus, that would be fucking mental.
Vasilius Barkas.
Right, so we're going down the route of this, Callum.
Calum McGregor.
Nah, I'm actually going. Can I take mine back? Just
Can I
really
take
quickly?
mine
No,
back as
mate.
well, please?
Aye.
I'm just
again.
Before it gets clipped, aye.
I'm just thinking now that he's been freed up in his role, I think Lewis Ferguson will be player of the year.
Oh,
Player of the
wow.
year in the full week.
Wow,
Jesus, that'd be good.
wow.
They'll be hoping to keep a hold of him as well. That's another player that's...
Vasilius Barkas. Cal McGregor. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going McGregor.
Player of the year in the full league.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going Ryan Kent. I think that this could be the season. He was
Makes
close
no
last season.
Makes no sense that I'm putting a Celtic player despite the fact I'm probably going to give a different opinion to who's winning the
I think
league.
Calum McGregor could possibly be Celtic's player of the year, but I think Ryan Kent's going to have a really good season. This is his time to shine for me. Watching him the other day against Real Madrid, nutmegging Nacho and all that, like, just sending him to the shops for a fucking packet of crisps. Against top players, and he was doing it in the back in the old firms as well. He was fucking sent Greg Taylor as well back to Kilmarnock for a killie pie, didn't he?
Please do.
So
I see it.
Just do it
Greg
permanently.
Taylor slander, man, he's better than most of your fullbacks for me. But anyway, he should never have bet Celtic. Do you know what I mean? Rangers season ticket holder on that, as you know. I'm going Ryan Kent, lads. Top goal scorer. Callum, we'll start with you, mate.
Do you know what? I'll throw it there. I'll go against the grain. I'll go Fashion Sakala. There you go.
He was decent. He looked very technically good against Real Madrid. McGinley?
Top goal scorer in Japan, top goal scorer in Scotland, Furuhashi.
Right.
Oh, wow.
You seen him play much?
I've watched clips of him, he looks
Brilliant.
Love it. Top scorer.
Top scorer.
Vasilius Barkas.
Top assist,
No, actually, it's a good question. If he stays, Kevin Nisbet.
Jeez, that'd be an incredible second season for him. For me, fully fit, Kemal Roof, I think he'll take
Roof,
this.
good
14
shout.
league goals last season, fucking 50% half the time. I'm going Kemal
Wouldn't be
Roof.
surprised if Taverner ended up there again.
Aye, for a limited, he'll have spells, I think, to scoring goals, but he's a right back at the end of the day, so I don't see him staying up there long term. I'm going Kemal Roof, but again, going into the season, not fully fit, which is a shame. I want to see him flying. And finally, young player of the year. Go to Ryan first on this one.
Christ, I was hoping you were
Vasilius Barkas is 27, I think, so he cannot be the
It's young for a
answer.
goalkeeper.
Vasilius Barkas. Young
Go
player.
23 and under here.
That's a really good question. That's a really good question. Lewis Ferguson. There you go.
He was up there last season.
Yep, Lewis Ferguson. If you're saying player of the season's Ferguson, then surely your young player of the season's Ferguson as
No,
well.
because you can give it to somebody else though as well.
I could just
Nathan Patterson.
All right, okay.
Because he'll get a full season.
I've just realised.
In fact,
I think he'll play a
might
lot
more
more.
games. He'll get
I think
more
he will.
I've
games.
just realised that I have given no Rangers players in there. I don't mean to be biased. I'm just trying my best to name off the ones that I actually think if I was to change any of them to be a Rangers player, realistically, I'd probably player of the season. But we'll come on to the champions in a minute because I think that's where people will probably realise that I'm not going to be that biased.
Yeah.
But what were you say? So young player of the season,
I've got Yanis Hadji down here.
Hadji.
He was Rangers' young player of the season last year, and if he can adapt and start to become a wee bit more defensive and start to do a role in the Rangers midfield, I think he'll get more minutes. And if he can do that, going forward, he's got all the attributes that you want. But in that Rangers midfield, you can't just be a passenger. You need to be working really hard and you need to be really, really good at it. And I think that's why he's found his sell out the team. And then the right wing position, we've had a lot of other options. But I still go Yanis Hadji, but the other one that sticks out for me is definitely Lewis Ferguson. Because if he stays and he's able to have that kind of free roll a lot more, I think he could do really well.
And Calum.
I know, for me, I think Ferguson as well. I think there was a point, I'd seen it, I seen it, heard it when it was on the radio. Derek, obviously his dad, he was saying he likes it when Stephen came in and he's letting him play that more attacking role. So as you've said, if Brown's to come in, just sit there and lets him go and do his free thing.
And
I think
McCrory.
it'd be quality. It's a
My
solid
God.
two to have behind you.
Ferguson could just go and David Vance with two behind them.
Aye.
McCrory will just go and get the ball and then fucking Brown will slow the game right down.
So I should.
It's a perfect mix.
Well, I would love to put it in comparison to last season because last season I think when we done this, I said player of the season was going to be I can't remember who I said, but I said like top scorer was going to be Albina Yeti. I said young player of the year was going to be. I think I actually said Nisbet for that, so it wasn't that bad.
Although I think he's 24. So.
But this was last season. I'm talking about obviously, right? But no, it would be fun to look back in last season. But is that all the quick fire questions you've got?
I just the main topic.
Well, we'll dance into the other leagues in a minute. I am going to attempt to get Mr. Buick on the blower. I don't know if it's going to work. It's the first time I've ever used the phone-in feature. I don't even know if he'll pick up. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
What are you saying?
Oh, there he is. Can you hear us?
I'm alive, am I?
You're live, yes. You're on the show. Welcome to the TSF phone-in. What have you got to say to us, Mr. Buick?
I'm currently sitting in a cafe having my breakfast. I wasn't
We must have picked you up at the wrong time. Sorry. Have you got a time you'd like us to phone you back?
give me 5 minutes.
Right, cool. We'll phone you in 5, right?
Wow.
Well, what a way to
I think I've all heard that. Super scoreboard. Barry, we'll phone you back.
That means we'll just dance on to we'll dance on to League 1 and League 2 in the Championship ourselves just now. We'll go through the quick file. What?
We've not done our prediction yet, have we?
Aye, top league lads.
Oh, for the scores this weekend?
No, you're still to finish off.
Oh, who's going to win the league, guy? Christ.
I said it early in the season.
Just try to avoid it.
Early in the season? Yeah. Early in the episode, I've got Rangers in first, Celtic second.
The very same. It pains me to say it.
The same, and I want to be as optimistic as I can, but it's realistic.
Some Celtic fans on this fucking show, I'll tell you that.
Take that!
I've got Rangers first and Celtic in second. Look, I would love to hide behind the green tinted glasses and say Celtic, and of course I want Celtic to win the league. If Ange Postecoglou wins the league this year, it is our most impressive league title win in the last 20 years. We have no right to win the league title this season. To be quite honest, we have no right. We're not prepared. We have a team that is far less ready than Rangers.
We hardly have a team.
We hardly have a fucking team. So if we win the league now, I'm confident we can challenge Rangers if we make the right signings. If we go out, we sign a right back, we sign another centre back, we sign a left back, maybe even a goalkeeper. I'm confident we can challenge Rangers to the very bitter end.
Yeah, I don't think.
But until that's done, till that's done, till we make those signings, there is no logical explanation for saying Celtic can win the league in my eyes right now. That's
a good question then. How many points do you think will separate the teams at the end? You're saying no 25 points.
Is this with or without signings?
Let's just go like both hypothetical as well.
I'll go 5 or 6.
So it comes down to the last couple of games?
Aye, 5 or 6. Well, it might not come down to the last couple of games.
Aye, 5 or 6 would mean last couple of games.
No, I would actually. Aye,
maths.
68 points because not 68.
I was going to say 68. I was like, we going
down. No, you've got to remember Celtic have got to beat. The problem last season, Celtic couldn't beat the teams around them. They couldn't beat St Johnstone's. They couldn't beat.
Couldn't beat any fucking teams.
I know. So if we beat them, then it'll automatically be closer. But we obviously need to challenge in the Celtic Rangers games as well.
How many points do you think?
It'll be single digits this time at least. I think 6 or 7.
This is like going to get clipped at the end of the season. It's not even that outlandish.
If you're going, we won the league. I'm quite happy.
If you're going off the back of what you guys are saying about not having a fucking team and it's coming down to the last cut of games, then
this is assuming
we've got like a full team in that.
Team. If we do not, it looks as though this boy Butte is on his way to Glasgow. It looks as though there's a right back coming in. We're still in talks about a centre back, are we? Think of it, the Japanese.
Maybe on loan we'll bring us in.
So that's presuming we make 8 signings. If we don't make those signings, then it's double digits. But
well, I think Rangers got 104 points last season. If they can do that again, that's fucking mental. I don't think that Rangers will be able to do 104 points again, although I think the squad will be stronger this season and more together. But just judging off of what you are saying as well about the state at Celtic, I'm going 15 points.
15 points, wow. Right, okay, we're going to get Buick in the stream now. He says he's ready. He's ready to be involved. It is. I should play the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire song before I let him pick up. See what he's saying to his league table.
Good afternoon.
Nice to see you, mate. Welcome onto the show. How are you enjoying your trip away, sir?
I'm alright, mate. I'm back down the road in about half an hour. Just ignore the seagulls, by the way. We're in Seagull City here.
Seagull City? What's that, Morton or something?
Huh?
What's that, Morton or something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right, hit me up. What do you need me to do?
Right, okay, so do you have a league table planned? We're going to get you to run through your first. Right, okay, so we'll go for 12 to first. Let's hear your league table in comparison with all of ours, but we'll go through one at a time very quickly. So 12, what have you got?
Ross County.
Ross County. So you're in agreement with how many of us said Ross County here?
Bev.
Was it us two?
No, I've got those up.
So okay, right. So that's 4 out of 5 today's show. Ross County got 12. Quick thoughts. Why are they going down?
I don't know. I think that everyone else is pretty strong, and Malcolm just so get up.
Okay, nice. that kind of cut out a wee bit as you said that, but I think we got the gist of it. 11th place.
Motherwell.
All right. Okay, me and you're 2 for 2. So no, we're not because I've got Motherwell in 10th. Talk shite. Okay, Motherwell. Do you think they need improvement?
Well, I just thought they were all right, but then their Betfred Cup's been a bit of a shambles. So, yeah, go for it. 11th. Why not?
Right, 10th.
Livingston.
Oh, so you're on the same boat as...
No, he's got them last.
I've got them last. McGinley's got them.
I've got them 9th.
Yeah, McGinley's got them bottom of the table. What do you think of that?
Yeah, maybe. I think it's tough though. I think it's really tough to figure out who's going down this year.
Okay, 9th. Dundee, right? So you put them a bit higher than it. Well, I mean, you wait to hear this. McGinley's got them in 6th.
I think Dundee might be decent this year. I've just got a funny feeling they might be all right.
If it's good enough for Buick, it's good enough for me. Thank you very much.
That you've done a complete 180 of where you were by last year with Dundee. You had them fucking shite in the Championship. Now you're like, oh well, they could have a good year. Okay, so 8th after that.
The Jam Tarts, the Watery Farts, the Homer and Barts.
We agree on that. Okay, 8th for them. Robbie Nielsen getting the sack this year.
Yep, hopefully.
7th place.
7th place. Oh my Christ, I'm struggling to see who's even place. I'm going to go with Dundee United. Why not?
Dundee United. That's the same as me as well. There, another one we agree on. Right,
I've got them in 11th.
Aye, Div's got them in 11th.
5th for me.
Oof.
Aye, he's not thinking they're going to do that great. Right, your top half, 6th place.
St Mirren.
Yay! Another here. We've got a very identical fucking table here, David. I'm loving this. Jim Goodwin finally. Well, Tony Fitzpatrick going to get that top half finish, aye?
Yeah, they're finally going to get it right. They were so close last year. They're doing it this year.
Right. Okay. Nice. 5th place.
5th place. I'm going to go with reluctantly St Johnstone.
Oh, another one I agree on. Why reluctantly?
Because I want them to do better than that, but I don't know. I just think that the teams above them have strengthened.
Right.
So,
cool. Okay, 4th place. That's your top 4 now.
Aberdeen.
Same.
Aberdeen. Nice. Well, that's you, Calum, and you, Calum, and Div are in agreement with that. I mean, McGinley have them in 3rd, so I guess your 3rd place is going to be Hibs then.
Celtic. No, Hibs.
I just shit myself there. Why are they above? What was your reason for them being 3rd?
Because, I mean, I don't know. I think last season was good, right? But they still have so much more to give, I think. I don't even think Nesbitt's going to go now. I've got a feeling he's going to stay.
Think he's going to stay?
I think he'll file at 3rd place. Why not?
And that means who is winning the Cinch Premiership this season, David?
It's obviously going to be Rangers, isn't it?
Well, you don't need to rub it in like that. You could just say Rangers.
I'd imagine they've spent the rest of the show doing just that.
So. Right, well, we've got quick fire questions to go through very quickly and then we'll let you... So you're going to be down the road in half an hour, aye?
No, I'm leaving in half an hour.
Oh, you're leaving in half an hour. That's why I said...
Make these quick fire.
That's why I asked if you were in Morton. Right, okay, right, quick fire questions. Div, go with them.
Player of the year in the Scottish Premiership.
Ryan Kent.
Same.
Oh, you're on
we remember the same.
Div. Nice.
What the fuck was the other one? Young Player of the Year.
Does David Turnbull still qualify?
Yes.
Right, David Turnbull.
And top goal scorer.
Top goal scorer is going to be Kevin Nisbet.
Hey, we agree on that one. Look, we won't let you go without getting your say on the leagues that you care about most, so we'll quickly go through your quickfire questions. Who is winning League 2?
Oh, League 2, Kelly Hearts.
Kelty Hearts? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Who's winning League 1?
Falkirk, just.
Oh, I can't believe you've said that. And then finally, who is winning the Cinch Championship this season?
Peter Grant's Total Football Sexy Pars. We're doing it this year, boy.
That's it. That's what I love to hear. Well, David, thank you very much for joining us on the show. Right. I hope you get down the road safe, mate.
Okay, right. See you soon.
Right, see you, mate. See you.
Bye.
Well, there we go.
Oh shit, one of our cameras is off.
Is your camera away?
I think that camera's away.
Oh dear. Oh no.
We'll just take a break and we'll charge it for 10 minutes.
Aye, let's do it.
Aye.
Right, very quickly we'll run through who we think are going to win each of the other divisions. Championship, who is winning it? We've already heard David's call for each league. Div, start with you, quick.
I'm going with Inverness, Caledonian Thistle.
Oh, right, okay.
Signed Ross County's top dogs, Gardine. Billy Mackay, I think, can get a lot of goals. Finished the season really well the last time. Going against the Grain, I think a lot will go for Kelly. Obviously, Dunfermline have started really well, but I'm going to just go a wee bit different. Inverness and Arbroath to be relegated. Just throw that in.
Right, okay. Calum?
I think I'm going to go with the same as David. I think I'm going to go with Dunfermline. Would have looked the way David's kept up to date with him. I think it sounds as if they're going to go well.
Right,
yeah,
nice.
Same.
Dunfermline as well.
Todorov to score a lot of goals.
Todorov to score a lot of goals. I am also going to go to the Dunfermline as well. So we've got a 4-1. We're going to have a video out of it. Hopefully this week I'll make if we can, and we'll get everybody in TSF's predictions for everything. So Dunfermline, so I'm going to go for it as well. I would ask for relegation, but we've got to fly through this. So we'll go right on to League One. Who is winning League One this season? McGinley. Falkirk as well, copying Big David. Right,
that's the best team there. Apart maybe Cove Rangers as well, but
okay.
Falkirk.
On that note, I'm going to go Cove Rangers.
Oh, I thought you were going to go Queen's Park.
I was thinking about it, but I'm going to go Cove Rangers. I think they've done well.
League, isn't it?
Done well last season, so I'm going Cove.
League One, I think, is an unreal league. Right. It's going to be really close. I'm going Cove Rangers, the same as you, right?
Cove as well.
Aye, Dumbarton to be relegated. I've got my relegation, so I'll just throw them in.
Right, okay. And Calum, League One?
And I will go Falkirk.
Falkirk, so it's a nice wee split there.
Although for my interest, I should be going for Falkirk because I've got a 50 quid bet on with David to get a Premier League.
That's right. Before Aye, fair enough. And then finally, League Two, who is winning it? We've had David say Kelty Hearts already. Div?
Was leaning towards Kelty Hearts, but I'm going to go with Stirling Albion because in the Cup, I thought they were absolutely incredible. Watched the highlights for a couple of their games as well. Boy Nathan Flanagan has been absolutely flying, doing really well for East Fife. I'm going to go Stirling Albion to go up. If they can replicate their cup form, I think they will go up. Cowden Beef to sink to the Lowland League.
Wow. All right.
Or like the Highland League, whatever man they've got.
I think they'd be the
Lowland in it.
Don't know.
We'll see.
Where even is Cowden Beef? Calum, who do you think?
I'm really hopeless for that league, so I'll just pick one. I'll go, do you know what? Fuck it, throw a curveball. Edinburgh City.
Actually, I was going to take as well. I was going to take Edinburgh City. I was going to go for it.
Because I don't know a lot about them. What I do know, I think, obviously, for what I've seen them, previous results, previous years, they've actually done, they've not too bad, building themselves up. Just go and push for it.
If the City group, Manchester City group, if they're going to sign any team to their sort of system, it's going to be them because their badges look the same, even the circular sort of, the way the badges and the way...
Right, Ryan, we get it. You like Man City, mate. Cheers. Thanks very much. Right.
What Premier League predictions?
That's a video in itself. That'll be on the new Ryan Fitzsimon's second channel. Right, so that means to end off today... We better get into a wee bit of quizzing now, shan't we? Hey, we've got one.
Hello, Chris Tarrant here.
Chris Tarrant here with a funny laugh too. I'm looking forward to this today. I'm looking forward to a wee quiz because I'm already going to say I'm taking part. I don't know who I'm taking on, but I'm never in them, so I would like to be in it this week. You just
rock paper scissors with me and McGinley.
Are you raving earlier?
Right. That's me one.
That's like Chris.
Zoom in on that edit.
That's how Chris Tarrant opens the show.
No, it's a one-hand one, you know. The Max Monroe one.
Right, so we're going to be doing the quiz. If the camera's cut out, it'll sadly become audio only. We're hoping they don't. But big shout out to Calum, who's made this during the show. If you've noticed Calum typing away on his phone throughout this...
I haven't been an ignorant bastard. I've been actually doing stuff.
He's not been trying to chat up the ladies. He's just been...
He hasn't, I have.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Oh, you're telling us about your stories
yesterday?
Not of yesterday, I think it was the Monday. Of Sunday, but...
You know who you are. Hi, ladies.
Right, rock, paper and scissors between you two. Have it nice and clear.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors. No, I did shoot.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You do.
Is there a gun in this thing? Mate, he
rock,
done
paper, scissors, shoot.
You done it on scissors anyway.
You do that?
No, you did shoot.
I
rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You did shoot. Ready?
I did one shoot.
That's a weird thing.
You ready?
What?
Right, you ready?
It's weird.
Rock, paper, scissors, fire beats all. No, right, ready? Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
So I'm going to be taking on
That was a
Devon
double down
today.
there with the scissors there, I like that.
I like the fire though, that was nice. Right, so Calum, you're quiz master for today.
Sorry, McGill.
I really need to get the sound on this to be.
See
Question
if nobody
one.
gets it. Can I put my...
Aye, no, you just do what I
right.
usually do, mate.
That's what I want.
Right,
I
okay.
You
just
just
wanna
be the
involved,
entertainment.
guys, I'll be
Right,
honest.
so
We're the eggheads, you're the entertainment.
Calum, you're the quiz master. So
You're
like,
Carol
I need a
Volderman.
coin.
you need a,
I got one to flip.
you can flip the SD card. That's
pinks.
what I usually do.
Just flick the SD card.
Is it call that heads?
Aye. Right, okay.
Sandisk. You going Sandisk?
Am I going Sandus?
Aye.
You're
Right,
heads.
I'll go Sandus
Aye.
then. Okay.
Hey! First or second.
So would you like set A or set B, Ryan?
Well, Bradley, I'd like set B, please. Thank you.
Set B.
Yes.
So Dev, will start you off. Who was the top scorer of the 2005-6 season in the SPFL? I've just went curveball with Ories.
Fuck me gently with a barge pole. 5'6". Would have been... Jesus Christ.
5'6".
I think it's going to be 5'6". Right, aye, right, okay. I'm going to go... I don't know who I'm going to go. Scott McDonald.
Chris Boyd.
You
I
never
was
let,
going to say Chris
you
Boyd.
never let him answer.
Oh,
You never let him
apologies.
answer.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Right.
So
Was that
Boyd.
not the years that Scott McDonald scored a brace in the last game of the season though? Aye. Was winning it?
Shut up. Shut up.
Apologies, McGinn. I will let you jump in the next one.
1-0
Right, so
Right, okay.
should I jump to you for set B, the first question?
Please.
Who helped Celtic lift the cup with a second half double in the 1988 cup final?
Oh shite! I shouldn't. Is it? Oh Christ! I feel like I might get this wrong. It'll be
These
embarrassing.
questions are fire.
See, I'm gonna. If I get it wrong, I'm gonna kill myself.
Disclaimer, no, you won't.
Is it Tommy Burns? No,
Frank McAvenny.
Frank McAvenny.
It is indeed.
Bastard. That's embarrassing. I'm not going that. I'm so
Where's
sorry.
it, buds?
I'm just sorry, and so I was stuck. Do you know? Honestly, McAvenny was the other one because I have the posters of literally my backdrop behind me. I've got a poster of McAvenny on one side. And I've got the poster of Burns on the other side. I knew it was one of the two of them. I just couldn't think off the top of my head. I wasn't alive for it. Right, shut up.
So they've cut me for question 2. Who was the first British footballer to win a European Cup with a continental club?
Paul Lambert.
As indeed Paul Lambert.
Bastard.
I'm trying to put me ticks and crosses so I can keep up with the scores.
Sorry, don't worry. I always keep trying.
1-0.
So Ryan will come to you for question 2.
Okay.
Who was not a founding member of the league?
He's staring at me for?
Not I found a member of the league. Like the
SPFL.
But like doesn't matter.
So,
It's his
top flight.
question.
is it? Oh, so all the current top flight teams.
No, so Simon, it was
When it was founded,
first founded.
Uh-huh.
Who was not a member?
he was not a founding member, mate.
Who was not a founding member? There you go.
Could it be any of
There
the?
could be tons of them.
I know is that.
No, well, they were, in fact, the way it worded it, but it was poorly.
I'm
just
trying to
took
think.
it
There's
off
like
internet.
48 teams to choose for here. I'm like, don't know.
I think he stopped at the Premiership, didn't you? He stopped at the Premiership.
They were Premiership, they've dropped down now to Championship.
Oh, they've dropped down.
Alright.
Oh, right, okay. So who wasn't it?
So that's the closer we. It's currently a Championship club.
Is it?
It's the best you're getting.
Is it Hamilton Academical?
It is not.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Gurney, how's that guess?
I'm going to Inverness.
Oh, is it good?
Kelly? Nah, Kelly.
That's right, Inverness.
Well, they invented probably.
Aye.
1994.
Originally, I was going to say Livingston, but
2-0 to me.
I'm also very close to the mic and I like it.
Gonna stop
It's
it.
horrible. It's
The
horrible when
cameras
you
are
hear
still
it.
on. You don't need the audio to be.
I sometimes
Doesn't
forget the
matter.
cameras are on.
When I'm in the quiz, I'm in the moment.
I know you've not took your eyes off me, man. You think you did the question right though?
Well,
Like this one's a bit of a curveball. What part did Juan Carlos Carnandez play in Scottish football?
Say that again.
What part did Juan Carlos Carnandez play in Scottish football?
What part did they play?
Yes.
Did they play?
played left mid.
What part did they play?
I would never have guessed that. I just found this and I thought, you know what?
What part did they play in Scottish football? Fuck me, I don't know, mate. Was it
Do you know
him,
what- do you know
a very
what?
small part.
was it him that
He played Romeo.
I was trying to think of something like did he bring football to Scotland or something?
He did not know.
I'm gonna
McGinley?
guess is he the first free transfer?
He is not, no.
Yeah.
Do you like to hazard a guess still specs? I know it does nothing for you, but
Is he the first non-British player?
he is not, no. He scored a goal for Racing Club to stop Celtic winning the World Club in 67.
Right, okay. Dirty bastard.
Mate, I've just taken them off internet.
That's
Alright.
the hard design, but I like it. I like hard questions.
Right.
Right, specs, so for
Like
you
it's
to
stiff
try and
like
get your
Barkas.
first...
I need this. I need this.
So to get your first point on the board, for the Scottish Premier League, how many seats must you have within your stadium?
Oh, sugar. I is it? And there's. I
don't
remember
check maximum.
back in the day it used to be 10,000. I don't know if, but it
Stop
can't.
looking at my gauge. Give your answer.
But it
You
can't be.
cheating
It
bastard.
can't be 10,000 anymore, surely, because the stadiums in our league. I remember like somebody
Aye,
couldn't.
Falkirk didn't get promotion.
Aye, because they didn't have
enough.
10,000 seats.
Unlucky Falkirk.
So it can't be 10,000 now because, you know,
Right, go with it.
6,000 seats.
I would go 5.
6,000, he's got it right on
Come
the
on,
dot.
I had a feeling. I had a
6,000.
feeling that I seen the
Hamilton
number.
just qualified. Hamilton had 18 seats over. That's what gets him in.
Wow.
18.
Where? In
Wow.
the fucking stones? Like the standing bits? What's going on there?
There you go.
6,000 seats where? Like, anyway.
Right, so Dev, we'll come to you. Morton won the first Scottish Cup in 1922, but who did they beat in the final?
Oh,
I love this game, I really do. I'm pretty sure.
I love this game.
Oh my god, who was dominating at that point? 1922, did you say?
That's Orwell. Yes, 1922.
Let's just go against the grain and go Queen's Park.
It was not. It was actually at Rangers.
Was it? I went.
I was thinking Rangers, I must admit.
I was going
Oh,
to
yeah.
say third Lanark.
Third
Because we were winning a
Lanark.
couple of rounds
Right.
at that time.
Chance to take the lead for me.
Rangers would have been my other answer because I think they dominated in that period. But anyway,
So to go 2-1 ahead, Ryan. Which two clubs compete in the oldest existing derby in Scotland?
Is it Kilmarnock and Ayr?
No.
Ah, yeah, bastard.
Kinley, like Tars, I guess.
That was a
Queen's
good guess.
Park and Rangers.
Kinley.
It's not Dundee and Dundee United because they were not in
Albion in Airdrie.
I don't know.
The old salt and sauce, Hibs and Hearts.
Is it? Wow.
Then
I thought Kilmarnock and Ayr was a decent guess.
Can I have a question for this decade?
right,
Century,
this one.
This is your final question.
Is this my final question?
Aye.
Who scored Rangers' winning goal in the Scottish Cup 2003?
Peter Lovenkrands. Is it no?
Oh, he's got it right.
That was two-footed as well. Right in.
Oh, right in. What was the answer?
Amaruso. Lovenkrands was a year after. He was
Was it?
2003. Aye, because I seen that question as I was going through.
Why did you not ask me that?
Wow.
And
So I
then
could win here.
Specs will come to you with your last question. Which of these
Lovenkrands was
players...
2004 then? Did you say?
2003. Year after.
Did you not say 2003?
Yeah.
You said 2003?
I know, he was a year after. 2002. No, 2002. Sorry, it was Lovenkrands 2003. Amaruso, yes.
Right.
They were the
Right.
year apart, sorry.
2002? I thought it was 2003.
Right.
A little bit.
Thank God. I thought you was
And
getting the
then-
point there. I was like, ah.
Specs will come to you. Which of these players has featured in a Scottish Cup final for the most different teams?
Wow.
Steve Banks, Jamie McDonald, Stephen Presley, or Anthony Stokes?
Oh.
Could you repeat what option B was again? Oh, it's Jamie McDonald, wasn't it? I'm going to go for Jamie McDonald.
Wrong.
Ah, for
I
fuck.
would have went for that too.
So it's a tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker. Who was it?
Big Elvis, Stephen
Was
Presley.
it Presley? Bastard.
Right, so the tiebreaker question, I'm quite glad because I'm going to see.
Oh my
We'll
god.
do it to the.
Sweating out my ass.
One each in a 5 and a 10 question shootout.
That was so hard, is it?
That was hard.
So we'll just see who can get closest.
Right,
And
okay.
close to Mark, right? So this is from Bobby Madden himself. He refereed his first Premiership game in 2011, but to date, how many red cards has he given?
2011.
2011 he started.
Right. Well, Div was set A, so he should be going first.
Good. Give us 30 seconds each to
Oh, right.
try and put your numbers together.
There's a lot of games, that.
2011.
11?
2011, mate. Right. I'm going for
These are Eddie's.
numero. What's that in Spanish? I just need to go English. 30.
31. Is that 31?
Aye.
31.
13.
So you're going 31. Okay. So if I go over and it's over that, I'll get it right. If I go under and it's under that, I'll get it right. So I can proper scumbag it. I am going to go for... I don't think it's
Go
as
with
high.
what you think.
I don't think it's as high as 31. I really don't. I don't think it's as high as that.
10s.
I am going to go for 73.
306.
73.
I don't know German.
That is... I forgot what number it is. That's actually like 73, I think, or something.
I think you answer it. Only can accept your first
I'm going to go for... I'm going to go for 17.
17.
Yes. He's right.
And the
Why
answer
the fuck have
is...
you done this to me?
How?
Both of are 7 away. 24. 24. 7 away. Fuck's sake. Oh, Jesus fuck.
Oh,
to call that a draw?
God.
Or did I try
No,
and
we
quickly-
can't have a draw. We now must fight to the death.
Jesus.
Right, you don't. I'll try and quickly get one as quick as
Oh,
possible.
you couldn't write that.
Right, boys, Lowland League. Who's winning the Lowland League? McGinley, we'll go to you first. Colt team's obviously in there. Rangers 3 wins of 3. Celtic played 2 of the toughest teams in Bonnyrigg Rose and East Kilbride. They've got a point after 2 games.
Bonnyrigg.
You think Bonnyrigg?
Yeah.
Oh, they'll beat Star as well. 3 wins out of 3. Ryan?
Bonnyrig's a shout because they finished 3rd last season, didn't they? I don't want to seem like I'm copying you. So, who was the other? It was Kelty and who? Oh no, wait.
East Kilbride.
East Kilbride's a shout. I'm just going to. I'm going to go Bonnyrigg as well. I think Bonnyrigg. Not a copy you.
I'm going to go for East Kilbride.
East Kilbride.
Aye. East Kilbride did really well last season.
More than a shopping centre.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Right.
Right,
I'm back.
We're back with a bang.
Broda for the Highland League.
Which of these clubs has only won the Scottish Cup once? I'll give you 4 options, right? They make your decision.
What if we want to pick the same answer? Do you want to get another one as well?
Tie
I get one
breaker.
that's fucking...
That's what you could just say like Hamilton and I go, all right, Hamilton. Just so if you get
Is
it.
that your answer?
Right, in fact, how many times did a Scottish Cup final go to a second replay?
Oh my god.
Right there.
So
That's
closest again.
Right, you're up. This time
I'll
I
go
went first.
first this
I went
time.
first the last time. Talk us through your thinking, Ryan, so it's no just
Well,
eerie silence.
I know that it used to happen quite a bit back in the day. You know, it was quite a long sort of period of time that happened over because it happened for the kind of inception of the cup right until quite a long time, quite a wee while ago. So I am going to go for not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not
This is
8.
fucking weird. Gonna just give you the answer.
Yeah, isn't it? I know.
I am going to go for. Do you know what? Actually, I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for 8.
8.
8.
My god.
8.
Why are you going so low?
Just going for 8, mate.
So I was either thinking you're going for 7 or 9. Right?
So if you go under and it's under, you get it. If you go over and it's over, you get it.
Yep.
But a sneaky feeling it might be 12. I'm going to go for... Fuck it. Gotta go bold and go 9.
9.
Well, I can confirm that Specs is the winner. It's only 4 times. It is that. 4 times in the history.
Want me a technicality? Turn that off!
I just realised my camera's away off, so they don't see me celebrating. But I win.
And for the people that are still watching on that camera, McGinley actually fucking searched it on his laptop and gave him the answer.
Thanks for that, Ryan. Thanks for that. Thanks for that barcast type assist there.
TYB, thank you, brother.
Thank you.
I still went 7.
Well, that is us at the end of the show, lads. It's been an absolute belter. It's been a long one, but it's the start of the season preview, and there's 4 of us here. And we had David on the blower as well, so you keep laughing every time I say David on the blower.
Could you just say on the phone?
That's the blower, isn't it?
No, it's a phone.
I've never ever.
You've never heard somebody say the blower.
This is going to be
only
like when you did your debate with David with Connell and Sono.
Yeah, but the blower's not like even a Scot. That's like, it's, you know,
Only people over the age of 65 I've heard say that.
only fools and horses, you know, like, he's on the blower.
Just end it, mate.
Just end
So-
it.
Fuck me.
Oh, it was a good show while it lasted. If you have been watching on YouTube, even though you can't see me, make sure to hit like and subscribe. It would be much appreciated.
Interesting stat that I seen in the emails as well. 576 downloads audio last week.
Oh, really?
Decent, innit?
That was the.
Very decent.
Because obviously we're a video-based podcast, but you can listen to
You
us
can, yes.
audibly as well. We may as well shout that out.
If you want to go on the walks and you don't want to
Walks,
waste your data by watching a video,
gymnasium.
yep, you can play us right in your
You
ear.
know.
Or go into Spotify and simply type in Talk Scottish Football Podcast Network, and you'll be able to find all of our shows in there. That includes the main series that we're doing right now. It includes the Celtic Thunder. It includes the Championship show if David bothers to make that return, because
and it includes the podcast.
the podcast.
Not that I'm going to exclusively tune into it, but are we going to have a Rangers podcast?
Well, hopefully so. Hopefully so. Hopefully we just more and more. It did include once at a time Pars Talk, but Pars Talk is
Like, this is the shout out then. Whilst we're audio only, we need some Rangers fans on the go so we can get this going, lads. So hit us up.
Yep, if you're into this sort of shindig, we should have an audition day that we all come in and watch. And we sit them down with a microphone.
It should be Celtic fans though judging this.
I think you're talking shite, pal. Let you
When
go.
was your club formed?
So if you say that we're talking shite, then they're probably talking sense then.
Aye, so that's a pass.
So they
mark.
die.
Right, anyway, that does it. So make sure to hit like and subscribe. It is much appreciated. And we will see you next week when we'll be here to talk about the opening weekend of the season, how that goes for each team. Looking forward to it, lads. Right, see you next time.